Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Malibash Media Spotlights. I'm here with producer Michael Marks, who is in the middle of producing a really fantastic film. And he's going to share some behind the scenes today and a little bit of how we can all help him out with this film. I'm really excited to have you here today, Michael. Thank you for being with us.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me, Ashley. I'm very excited, and I thank you for the opportunity. And I
Yeah.
just wanted to mention one small thing. Yeah, I'm actually one of the producers on the project. I'm the director, screenwriter, but my producer Stacy, who's wonderful, is she's doing the producing, bulk of the producing work, I should say. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw her in your pilot that you sent, and that was really, really cool. We will have to have you guys all on here at one point and can hear more about the movie later on.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So there's so many movies that are being produced, and this one is really a little bit different and very unique. And I love your character development that you created through it and the storyline. It's just something that's a little bit not seen. And that's kind of hard in this day and age where there's so many remakes and everything. So, Mike, why don't you take us through a little bit of your creative juices behind your film? Tell us a little bit, what you feel comfortable about it, where it came from, and kind of the background a little bit.
Yeah, sure, Ashley. Disappearance of Deliverance. That is the title of my upcoming feature project, and it's about a man on a mission. It's about the protagonist. His name is Aspen Carrington, and he's on a desperate search for his missing wife and kids.
Mm-hmm.
And the inspiration behind that, I would say, is I see a lot of Aspen in myself. Be quite honest with you, he's in the story. He's a writer. He's a writer. He's an aspiring writer, and he's looking to get his book. He hopes one day to have his book his novel as a New York Times bestseller. So me being a writer myself and been in the entertainment business for years, at least aspiring and writing many screenplays and things like that, I can relate to Aspen's character because he is his wife. He's at constant odds with his wife because she's wanting him to get a job, and he doesn't want to get a job. And well, he works, just to pay the bills, but he hates his work, and he really is passionate about writing, and he will stop at nothing to do it. He's works very hard, and he's been at it for years, and that's a lot of the inspiration behind it was that. Just I'm sure actors, not only people in entertainment, can relate to this, but just people who have a dream or who have a passion to do something with their lives and want to and know there's a set of obstacles that are before them that they need to surmount, and they just the goal, a dream is bigger than the fear, so they keep going. Yeah.
Wow, that's really cool. And I love how you have, I was, like from your pilot and everything, I love how the villain is a girl, and she looks like she's really excited about that.
All right.
And then you've got, so many different, I don't know, it's a really cool twist on a normal, like
Right.
a story that, and obviously you can see that you've done a lot of screenplay writing and everything like that. And what kind of got you into directing your own film? You've done a lot of, you said, writing. Was that kind of a lead up?
Yeah, well, directing. Yeah, I've done some short films, directed some short films, but yeah, started with, and by the way, I wanted to address what you were saying. Yeah, the characters I've always liked to play against stereotypes. You know what I mean? It's about, like, if it's for example, it might be instead of the black guy who is the rapper and that type. Maybe he'll be maybe the black guy that lives in the suburbs,
Yeah.
and not that they don't have black people who live in suburbs, but you just don't, you know what I mean? You don't
No.
see that as often. And so I just like contrasts. That's part of why and I just like things different. I've always been into doing things differently. My parents have always said just um, not don't follow the crowd, try to do your own thing and be unique. So that's what I can say about that. Now, going back to what your prior question, yeah, initially started in 10th grade. I was in 10th grade. I picked up my mom bought a Panasonic VHS camera. If you remember those, those
Yeah.
big old those things, those VHS cameras were huge, and then I had the yeah, like I said, it was a Panasonic VHS camera, and I just started
Oh my God.
recording friends, recording. Um, my sister was an actor at that time. She was attending Florida A&M
Wow.
University, and she was just attending a school of study drama at was is people call it FAMU, but I said it the long way, Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University. And so I would record her shows, and I was intrigued by the reactions of people. That's what really drew me in. I would sit down and watch the videos, these VHS videos with friends and family and other people, and I was just wow, just how they reacted to seeing themselves on camera was such a I don't know, it was just such a exhilarating feeling for me. So
Yeah.
I said, man, I really want to do this, and so I learned, well, I would say I was attracted to writing from reading, so from being a bibliophile, I just love books and stuff like that. So that kind of got my juices for writing when I
Yeah.
became a reader, voracious reader. So those two things go hand to hand, and
Hmm.
there you have it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's very true that that do a lot of, I feel like it comes from a whole people that read because I read, but I'm not a deep reader. Like, I don't pick up books just to read. My sister does that. Like I'll do a manual going through an
Okay.
actual like novel or something. It's something that I don't do, and so I don't think anybody would really want to listen to a screenplay that I would write. It would be a little bit flat. So I love to always see how people usually like the reading, like you said, it goes hand in hand, and they create such deep characters and deep storylines. It just goes beyond like my fathoming. It's really amazing to go through that. And then I also want to talk about like, what you're talking about earlier. Going against the flow and everything. I think that's absolutely amazing. And so much of what is depicted in Hollywood originally isn't true or isn't necessarily right. So I really appreciate the fact that you're going outside the box, and it's about more people did that.
Right. Right. Absolutely. Thank
Yeah,
you. Thank you.
that's so awesome. So you've done some, like writing, and then you've done a couple other films. And what was like, what was the spark kind of that you wanted to write this film? I know you said it was something that you saw as yourself, but what was it that like, what was the defining moment?
Just a real profound sense of wanting to create something that's different. Like I said, just something that's different, and something not only different but uplifting and powerful, and something that can inspire. Like I said in my promotional, the video that you saw, I truly want to inspire people all around the world, and I know what movies and book reading have done for me, and it just takes you to another place, and we all want to win. We want to see we when we watch a hero in a movie, it's we can relate, and we want to win, makes us want to win. That's why we like watching sports. That's why so many people are gearing up for the Super Bowl right here in Los Angeles. Go Rams! Yeah, the Los Angeles Rams will be playing this Sunday. But yeah, that's I mean, we all want to see ourselves win, and inspiration. Like I said, I just said to myself, what can I do? What kind of work can I create that people can relate to, and not only relate to, but be inspired by, um, help them climb up out of some bad condition or unfortunate
Mm.
circumstance that they're in. And that's what life it is. Life is about being service, being of service to humanity. And so I want to do it through my work, and that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, that's amazing. I'm really excited, and I'm hoping like I know your film's gonna get off the ground and get moving and stuff. And I'm looking forward to watching you grow because it's a really cool idea that really needs to come to life, I think.
Well, thank you. Actually, I really
Yeah.
appreciate that. Yeah.
What's been your favorite part about working with the production team so far and like the lead up to it? I know you have some great producers that you said that you connect with, and that always is super help. So
What
what's
was
been some of the other highlights?
okay? You're saying something about the production team. I'm sorry, I think I missed part of that question.
Yeah, what's been your favorite part about what's your favorite part about working with your production team so far?
Oh, sure, sure, sure. I mean, I have fantastic production, fantastic team of. I mean, haven't assembled everybody yet, but my producer, she's amazing. Stacy Alfonso, been
Mm-hmm.
such a wonderful help to me. My actors are just super talented,
Yeah.
super driven, and really, I mean, just it's rewarding to me to see the people around me succeed, and be able to share their talents with the world, and these are fine. On my producer, she hadn't seen. We did a reading here in Hollywood, not here in Hollywood. Hollywood is I'm actually in a few miles away from Hollywood, maybe 20 miles south of Hollywood or so. But we did a reading with all of the actors about, I want to say, about 5 6 months ago, a table reading, and that was her first time attending, and she was absolutely blown away by the actors and stuff, because she was most of her work's been with short films, and I know she's done a lot of work with student films and stuff like that, or and so to be a part of an experience with these really, really seasoned actors and stuff. She was really impressed, and she told me so. I said, "Yeah, I told you." I said, "Told." I said, "They are that they're my reason for at least part of my reason, a real strong reason for wanting to get this project made, because they're
Mm-hmm.
amazing, and then I have a really great producer. I'm just blessed to have great people around me.
Yeah. That makes a
Yeah,
huge difference with your, production.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
That's amazing. And you guys are raising money right now to help with the funding of the film. So what are you guys' your goal ultimately to get to? And I've got for those who are watching, I've got his GoFundMe link up here. It's GoFundMe, and for those who are listening, it's dash or slash 0871471B. And you guys should definitely, this is a great way to be able to be connected and help out with a film. And it's a really great opportunity. The pilot to this is amazing. And if you guys want to see the pilot, you can always get in touch with Michael Marks at his production, michaelmarksproduction.webs.com. And he can let you know about a little bit more about it. But I highly recommend, please get involved with this film, because a lot of amazing ideas, it needs a little bit of money behind it to get started. And Michael's a huge, exciting story to be told, basically. So I would please check out his GoFundMe page. But yeah, you guys are raising money right now, Michael. What is your goal that you can get to?
The dollar goal, or the goal?
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, a meal, a meal point five. That would cover that would definitely cover the expenses for the production team, and the people, everybody that needs to get paid, and all the other things. Because I have a budget. We have the budget already. My producer and I worked hard on getting that together, so we forecasted about 1.5 mil. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's what I would say.
Oh yeah. Movies are expensive and they're not for the faint of heart, and you definitely have got the drive to succeed because you're also working a full-time job and doing this at the same time. Like I think we talked about this a little bit earlier, where
Yeah.
people that are in the media field, you have to have multiple jobs. A lot of actors, they do waitressing or they are barista, some or bartender, and they need to have a flexible job where they can go to casting calls. And a lot of people that aren't necessarily behind the operations side of the movie, they need that second job to be able to make ends meet, especially in LA or in California in general, where it's really expensive. I know we talked about that a little bit, and you work a full-time job, right?
Right. 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 We did talk about that. Yeah, a lot of people work, and they just don't have a silver spoon, or they don't have they don't have the family members that they can go to, and for the most part, people are working, and they work full-time jobs, some of them part-time, some of them all kinds of different things just to make ends meet, and they continue. A lot of them continue with it, and a lot of them fall off for obvious reasons. It's tough. I think a lot of people, we hear when people are interviewed, they talk a lot about the end process, the end product, but they don't. I find not a lot of people talk a lot about the journey and just how hard it is, just how difficult it is. It's probably I recall reading something in a book that it's just the entertainment business, particularly movies, is probably one of the most, if not the most difficult endeavor that a person would undertake, can ever undertake. It's just you know so you have to be dedicated, disciplined, and that means sometimes you might have to be waiting tables for a few more years longer than you want or anticipate, and that's that. But if you love it, you just find a way to stay with it.
Yes. And if anybody wanted to quit their job and jump time into the new world, what would you tell them?
Yeah, I would, I'm one, I tell my friends all the time. I don't like, I try to stay away from telling people what not to do, because everybody's walk is different. Again, I've read so many different stories, and some of those people that have found success have been people who quit their jobs, like you just said, quit their jobs and stepped out on faith and didn't have two pennies to rub together. I personally wouldn't do that or recommend that. I wouldn't tell a person not to, but I just say for me, I'm not gonna do something like that. I like the comfort of my home and paying bills. I don't want to sleep on somebody's couch and all that type of stuff. But then there are others who they work the job, and they find a way to kind of work, segue, I should say, or jump into the movie or entertainment business from the job, and get on that way. So in different ways, there's probably as many ways as there are people, almost, I would say, to get in. You just have to find your way and do what's in your heart. That's what I say, when it comes to that type of thing.
I love that. That's cool. And I think that's something that needs to be, heard of more.
Yeah, thank you.
I have a kind of a piggyback off of that. What are some things that you would love to share to the person that's coming up behind you, and somebody that's interested in getting into directing or screenwriting or producing, anything like that?
What were they? What kind of advice would I
Yeah.
have or something? Again, I've been talking about reading the whole time. Just read as much as you can about your craft.
Mhm.
Uh, Mentors are good. I actually started out in a business from I went to school and I graduated from a university, Georgia State University, with a degree in film and video. And long story short, my mother was able to. She was selling a house in Florida, and the production team of Rosewood, John Singleton directed Rosewood, by the way. That's a movie that was, I think it was released in 96 years ago, but it was a great film. And a long story short, they saw her film and they said, I mean, they saw my mother's house, a second home that she had, because she lives in Atlanta. This home was in Florida where the movie was filmed. And they said, hey, we'd like to use my mother, the production team of Rosewood, hey, we'd like to use um, your house in our movie. Is that okay? She said, sure, you can have the house in exchange for my getting my son on the production. I had just graduated from Georgia State with a degree in film and video like 2 weeks prior. So you talk about serendipity. So yeah, so that's how I got in. And so I was very fortunate and blessed in that way. But yeah, I do go back to what I was saying. The reason I bring that up is that it was something that I recalled the director John Single at the time we connected on, and it was a book I was reading. It was a Zora Neale Hurston story of the Gilded Six Bits. That was the title of it. And he said, walked by and said, "Oh wow, is that the Gilded Six Bits?" I was like, yeah. He said, yeah, it's a good story, isn't it? I said, yeah. And he just went on and walked off. And so that just, again, I say that because it just shows that our readers are achievers. You know what I mean? And so reading is one way to do it. But like I said, you can have mentors. I would say you can go to school for like I did for filmmaking, but you don't have to go to school. I don't think for
Mhm.
filmmaking, you just have to have a passion and a drive and be willing to work hard and be disciplined and be able to be willing to learn all you can, and through your resources. Work on some films like I did if possible. Work on, but if guess what? We live in a world where you can just make your own movie with your phone. You know what I mean? So you could just trial and error. That's how you get better. Trial and error. Don't worry about mistakes, but just throw yourself into the work. Try to find mentors. Read as much as possible. Those are some of the things that I would say.
That's awesome. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I think those are some great keys for those who are coming up behind, because a lot of times it is daunting getting into the media world. And where do you go? Who do you trust? What do you start with? And some people think, going to school, it's kind of like you graduate, then you get a job in the media world. Well, not necessarily. You don't necessarily have to go through that to get there. But you said the trial and error is a huge thing, and it'd be nice to know a little bit about it first. So
Yeah.
I love what you said by reading about your craft
Yes.
as much as you can.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Are there any last in information, wisdom, anything like to share, like kind of the last bits of our interview today?
Yeah, because it's been a real bit. I could tell my life has taken a turn because of it. Just and again, it's come from either reading audiobooks or reading books or reading physical books. I don't do the whole what do you call it, the online book
Kindles.
reading. I like a physical. Yeah, I like a physical book with pages and I can look at. But what I was gonna say is what I've learned from pandemic, where I've known, well, I say maybe I knew a little bit about it, but it's been really a driving force for my life taking a turn. And I could share this with your viewers who I think would benefit, and that is, in order for you to rise to the next level and become better, you have to become better yourself. It's the things change when you decide to be better. And what I mean by that is, I recall reading something where it said that people invest so much time. I think it was Jim Rohn that actually said this, and I know I've heard what's his name, Les Brown say something similar. They're both motivational speakers. That um, things don't get better until you get better. You have to make your big. You have to intentionally become a better person. Do nice things for people, be more giving, be a person of integrity and character. That doesn't mean we don't have flaws, doesn't mean we won't make mistakes, but that's when things start to change, when you decide that I'm going to change. I'm going to just become a better person. I'm going to be nicer to people. I'm going to do more for people. I'm a volunteer more. Things like that. That's when your life takes a change, a drastic change. That's what I believe. So that's what I would leave with my viewers. So you can do anything, the great thing about that, you can be in a slump. You don't have to have a job. I've been there myself. You don't have to be doing well. But you can still go out and help somebody. You can go out and help somebody, and that'll make you in turn feel better. I think I heard somebody say, um, helping people is one of the most selfish things you can ever do, because you get the benefit of feeling great about what you've done for somebody else. So I say, yeah, become a better person yourself and go out and help somebody. That's how you that's how you get your life to change. Yeah.
I love that. And it's so true. You learn the most by helping and teaching others, right?
Right.
And that's just, how you better yourself. It's how you can learn and teach others how to do as well. So,
right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
oh, thank you so much for being here this evening, Michael. I know you had probably a really busy week, super tired, but again, guys, you can find Michael at michaelsproduction.webs.com. Learn more about his film, and then you can also donate to helping with the real, helping produce this film. Every little bit counts and helps out. So please go to the GoFundMe link that we have here. If you need any more information or want to get in touch with Michael, you can get in touch with him on this website. So yeah. Thank you guys so much for being here. Michael, thanks so much for being on the show. Appreciate it so much.
Thank you for having me, Ashley. You have a blessed and wonderful and prosperous evening and rest of the week.
Absolutely. Well, take care, guys, and we will see you next time on the next Malibash Spotlight.